Alrighty then. Howdy dork friends. 87QT back with another antenna reorganizing, replacing. Oh heck, I can't stop changing them around. Gotta do it. It's just the way it is. So, coffee, the number one essential part of this project. Number two, I think that's 100 feet of coax. I'm gonna stretch it out, measure it, find out. 3, 9-to-1 balun next to the coffee. 4, strap-on, snap-on chokes in the white box, and then wire. Looking to do about 155 feet of 12 gauge. I don't think the one on the left has enough, so I'm going to break out the one on the right just in case. And then, yeah, we're going to get this thing strung up in the air. Hold on a second here. Let's zoom over to what we have now, and then we're going to get busy. Okie dokie. No super big pauses, not a real big editing kind of guy. So, hope you don't mind the quick cut in and cut out. But either way, what I've been using for a while is the SGC auto coupler there on the right. Fantastic little box. Love it. 6 meters through 160. You could tune a wet noodle with that sucker, literally. I have used it mobile with an 8-foot whip, and would still be doing it if I could get it to stabilize while moving. You know, the whip moves around and it sees different SWRs, so much better on a base station application. Currently, if you look at my ladder line to the left, that's hooked up to that is a doublet antenna, basically a G5 RV with the copper legs of, I think it's 51 or 52 each, and then a regular G5 RV only has about 30 feet or so, give or take whatever version you have of the ladder line. Well, I had the ladder line attached to the SGC, and then earlier today I connected it to the ladder line bolts, insulators on the window pass-through, and I've just got a little manual tuner, an itty-bitty one that I was playing with today, just messing around with it. So let's do a quickie of the trees, which hopefully you can see. If not, it'll just be sky, and we can move on to the rest of the project. Oh, ground strap to the grounding rod there. It's been working really good for my station at very low noise. All right, let's take a look at the tree configuration. Another pause, and we'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna move the camera and do some pointing. That tree right there is the tree that will be supporting the wire. Unfortunately, those branches are super brittle, so I have to keep things really, really light. I did have an antenna about right there, wire over that part, but that branch broke and came down. Now the wire is on that branch above the Y. So it looks approximately 70 some odd feet, give it that. Okay, so let's go back over to the other thing real fast and explain what I'm going to do at this point, because I'm going to do an inverted L. Beautiful day to be doing this stuff. Be right back. So I got me a couple of dog bones, just your average whatever. These are the plastic ones. They come in ceramic as well. This is what I had laying around. The idea is I am going to tie the rope. Well, I'm gonna hook, I guess that's a, what you call a lanyard? Anyways, you guys see what it is. That's gonna clip onto the rope. The wire is just gonna loosely go through the dog bone on that first tree we just looked at. That's gonna be the middle of the L-shaped configuration. And the other, oh, there it goes. The other dog bone will have the end of the wire tied to it, and we're gonna go over and take a look at the other tree, just cause, you know, You gotta see. Be right back. Another pause. Okay, doesn't much look like it's a tall shrub, I guess. It is actually an apple tree. It is right on the property line between myself and my neighbor to my right, and got permission to use it, which is really good. But the rope on one of the supporting legs goes over the shrub, this one. I wish it went up to one of those across the street. That would have been even way more awesome. So that'll be the end of it, where the end of the L is at with the insulator, and it will go over the house and up, and then down to the little shack where all that stuff was sitting on the other side of that shed right there. That's a lot of zooming. I hope you guys don't get sick or do the little, what do they call that? Seizure flops. Anyways, we're gonna get busy because the sun's going down quick, and we'll have to do another video on the performance and everything like that. So we'll catch you later. AE7QT. Okay, this will be an add-on to the last video. We got a big chunk of coax. I had no idea what it was. I was pretty sure it was 100 feet. My feet are just a little over a foot long each, so I paced 96 paces that way, and we're doing 155 feet of wire. I think you can see that spool of wire about halfway in the yard over there. So went all the way down to about 5 or 6 paces past the end of the coax, and then came back another 50 paces. So we should be pretty darn close to 155 feet. If not, I got some magical tools like this thing, and we could do it. And you know, that other thing called a tuna. So that's where we're at now. We might do another add-on, so expect another quick little bloop. See me. AE7QT. Fun lesson learned. So, not sure if you guys have ever dealt with big spools like this or smaller ones, but when you clip your wire, you better be holding on to that side, because that sucker will start to unspool like crazy, and then you have a mess. I caught it, not too bad. Use some little holes to tie it up, but this is where we're going to take the opportunity to, I don't know if I want to use I don't see any reason why not. I mean, it's not a very heavy, the wire's not very heavy, and it's not going to be putting a lot of pressure on things, so, but that would give me, so, I don't know, maybe some slideability on my rope. You know, I've had it on ropes before, and you can see there's a little wear mark there, but that'd take forever to burn through. And then just the wire through there. So I think we'll at least slide this over the end of the wire right now, so we can make that the middle point of our inverted L that's going to go up in that brittle tree. And we're getting some progress done. Let me pull up here real fast or real slow. I've already taken down part of my G5 RV doublet. It's still hanging in the tree, the brittle tree off to the left. The coax is down, or the ladder line is down on the roof, right below the chimney. And I did that on purpose because I don't think my rope on the other side is long enough, so I might have to take and tie this wire, whichever ends up being the end, to the other side of my doublet, to the other insulator, and drag it over the roof. I'll get that figured out later. Anyways, we'll be back for more after these messages brought to you by Ham Radio Dorking Out. Yeah. Anyways, you might want to drink a beer to listen to me. I'm just saying. See you, AE7QT. Well, hey, looks like we're gonna do crap tons of segments today. Cool. Okay, so this is solid copper. I did not do the stranded, which is I don't know, 6 one, half dozen the other. It kind of depends if you got something that's going to be wiggling and jiggling a lot. A little bit is probably cool with the solid. Take a really long time. I mean, you're going to have to fold this more than 90 to really get it to get to the point of snapping anywhere. But what I ended up doing is, you can see there on the insulator, I went 3 turns through there. That's probably completely unnecessary. And then at the top of the loop-de-doops, focus, I went through, can you see that? I went through the loop-de-doops on the 3 of them up there, just kind of making it impossible for it to pull itself out. And on top of that, because this is solid, it made it very easy to loop that up really good and tight like that. And this is just basically a knot to hold this sucker in. If this was stranded wire, I probably would have got me a hose clamp or some kind of other system to, once I wrap this back on itself, to wrap it up, and then maybe cover it in tape and whatever. But a solid strand, this, I don't ever see this coming undone. In fact, it's probably on there so solid that if I ever did have to undo it, it would be with a pair of nippers or something similar. Okay, onward and upward. Maybe another segment, we'll find out here in a bit. AE7QT, go get a beer. Back for another quickie, hopefully. So, need to kind of stress something. I mean, I knew I had multiple projects coming up, and I know I'll have multiple more. This is my tie-off point in the apple tree that we saw earlier. But I have a big, huge chunk of rope that is probably spider-filled and stuff. So, guys, just a quick side note, man. Rope is cheap. Use lots of it. Have extra. I mentioned it was a beautiful day. I was probably going to do a few more segments here. Okay, so this is that rope that was up in that other tree, the apple tree, attached to the insulator on the end of my doublet, and it's now pulled over the roof. Another note to you guys: watch your roofs when you're pulling stuff over. You don't want to get your ropes and your wires tangled up in your shingles and yank them off, so be very careful. This is what I'm having to do because I am solo, so I've got a system set up to where, you know, I can pull ropes and hang things and do whatever. But so the next thing is what we're gonna do. Here's the insulator on my doublet. Is this insulator going over to the apple tree is gonna be untied, and I've got the other insulators I showed you earlier just kind of hanging in this I think it's a Japanese maple. Anyways, they're just right there on that branch hanging out, you know, visibility, so I can see where they're at. Now get them lost in the leaves, but I'm going to take the end of the wire, that fancy loop-de-doop I showed you, and tie it off to this here rope, get it prepared to drag over the tree. But this other half, the other half of this doublet wire is still up there, so we got to bring it down, but one step at a time. We're getting there. Beautiful day. This is what it's like in Washington, northwest corner, Evergreen State. AE7QT. Oh, I was not getting a beer, but I said, you go get a beer. You're probably gonna need one to listen to me. See ya. AE7QT. So, a couple of things. You can see my ladder line is still kind of attached to the side of the house, but that's okay. we'll go show the pretty little knots. But what I'm doing is one of the wires went up that way for this doublet. Hope you don't get dizzy or seasick. And the other one, I'm stretching out kind of the other way, is coax and the end fed wire are over here. And we want to kind of clear the scene of entanglement options. Plus, stretching things out, you find out if you goobered up and can undo a goober, and it makes it a lot easier for wrapping things up, getting them put away for the next time you want to take them out and play. So thankfully my neighbor's not out here mowing the yard, because I got a bunch of wires, bunch of rope. We're gonna finish this up hopefully in the next hour or so. Let me go show you some of these knots and I'll be right back. So yeah, before I get to that, I had to take my random wire off of the point that I had tied down over by the feed through, because for some reason I forgot about the dog cable, and so I've got an over-under situation. So we're about to pull this up here in a minute or two. All right, so you've seen this one. This is going to the apple tree. It's about to go up, and we're about to make you all friggin' dizzy. Decided to do a loop knot with a whole bunch of, what the heck are those, double hitch knots or whatever. I don't know, one way or another, I got enough knots tied in this rope, which I'll mention the rope here in just a minute. I'll go show you the thing. So I've got it to where it's slipping around, and so this part is ready to pull up in the brittle tree up yonder, and then we'll get the end of that there wire over the dog cable here pretty quick. So next step is to pull that other insulator over the house. So not sure if this is the current price in ham radio outlet, but I got this antenna rope, which is 500 feet of 3/16 double braided polyester, and it's supposed to be really good for UV and what have you. And it just so happens to be about the biggest size that'll fit through dog bones without having to drill them out. Okay, so we're gonna go start pulling stuff. The sun is gonna be dropping here pretty soon, and I want to have this in the air before it gets dark. See you in the next segment. Hopefully this one didn't make you too dizzy. Hey, Southern QT, time for you to get another beer. Oh, maybe not. Huh. Well, this is me showing you that even with all these awesome ropes and everything, plans, what have you, I am still messed up, because one of them, the important one, is still under the cable. This one I tied off to that fence post right there, so I'm gonna be undoing this. Let's just make it easy. Kids aren't gonna be back for a while. We can put the dog thing up later. Yep. Time for another beer, I think. I don't know. I'm still working on a coffee. Speaking of which, time to do that. We'll be back later. You just never know what's going on next. Howdy dorks, this is about as edited as you get. I'll bet you think you might know what the heck is next. Might need one or both. But let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Well, there's my wire. It's supposed to be going above and beyond and over. And I think I might, hopefully won't get hooked on the one on the right, but we're definitely hooked on the one on the left. And I was pulling very gently, so I knew it was coming. We're going to see what we can do to loose it. See me in the next one. Hey, Southern QT. Little side note I just thought of, that yeller pole. Be super aware of them things over there. That's where mine is, way across the street. I think we're good. Just a side note. Okay, so we're kind of at a critical point. That's the end tied to that stake post right here. Welcome back to another segment here. So the wire is going up, and what I'm referring to is the brittle tree, and it goes over that branch way up there, and then it swoops down. Hold on, we're going for a ride over the house, and then tied to the apple tree on the other side. So take you for a walk. Next important thing is that and a sip of coffee. So this is Palomar Engineering 9-to-1 cube unend, 50 ohm input via the coax at the bottom, 450 ohm output unbalanced at the top, good for 1 to 31 megahertz, 5 kilowatts PEP. The output is, if you don't know, that the eyelet at the top, and then the ground counterpoise, optional depending on your setup, your situation, is the stud on the right. This particular setup, you might want to go check out random end-fed wires. They utilize part of the coax or all of the coax, depending on how long your initial wire is, to get you usable SWR with a built-in tuner in most radios across multiple bands. We'll have to check this out and put some links for you to take a look, but that is next. We're going to go ahead and show you approximately where I think I want to mount it. Side of my little shed here, I affectionately call it Chicken Shack. Got to do some playing around with the length of coax that I have back there to see where I can get it wrapped around, but this shed is primarily all wood. There's no power in it, no electricity. Thinking about bolting the balun just underneath this overhang to that 2x4 right there. The main wire coming down to it will not have any stress on it, so I don't have to worry about it being super rock solid strong. Coax, I will just have to route it any way I can. As I said in the last segment a few seconds ago, check out a 9-to-1 end-fed random antenna. The coax actually becomes part of your antenna, and it acts like an off-center fed dipole. And I'm hoping this is going to be good. So we got a few more things to do. Catch you in a few. Beer break. 87 QT. Well, welcome back to another segment. Hopefully you've just decided to bring a 6-pack down with you. Okay, so we've got some progress, but we need to do some cleanup before the neighbor decides to break out his lawnmower. We have a nice little walk around here real fast. My dipole is completely down on the ground. Ladder line is spread out all over the kingdom. Coax is laying across the grass. Excuse me. We're about ready for a coffee refill. So we found a couple of bolts laying around. Got this mounted up on 2 different boards right near nailing points. So we need to go down and get some zip ties and a fresh cup of coffee And let's look at the fragile tree. Yeah. So I think you can see those wires there. Yeah, they're up. And then that's into the other tree. Now we just need to do some cleanup before lawnmower man comes out. All right, see me in a few. Crack another one open. See you.